But it's muted.
Yeah, that's okay.
Uh,
That's all right. Yeah,
uh,
I couldn't hear the countdown on the numbers either. But oh well, hey, we'll figure it out in time.
down. How you doing? Welcome to the Nexus. Why you're not on screen? Hang on, Rosalie. This is supposed to be. There we go. If we're gonna,
I'm down below.
I know, but it's not putting you up there. Yeah, put you up there. Oh, don't tell me you need a camera. Oh,
Nope.
a graphic or something. Well,
All
that's
right.
silly. There you
There's
are.
there.
All right, now
Yeah. No.
turn your thing off and see if it still keeps you.
Nope.
No.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Well, I need some. Where is it here? But here,
I'm
this
in
will
my
be
bedroom
Rosalie.
and I look like shit.
This will be my Rosalie. Where you go? You get a mannequin in here, get a little cardboard cutout, and sit next to me, and I can have you. How y'all doing? Welcome to the Nexus. We're really organized here on Rumble
We're still
Studio.
getting used to the new system.
Yes, we are. James the Idol Smasher at gmail.com. A time we set aside to talk about Torah and the world events and anything in between. You are invited. Now, one of the things we have here on live chat is it wasn't allowing me to post this before we went live. So I'm going to post a link to
There.
the
There's a kabod right there.
there's the link to the Parsha, and below that is a link to the studio if you want to come in. And we've got if you got a genuine question, comment, compliment, complaint, suggestion, as long as you're of good cheer and you're nice about it, that would be swell. So yeah, we got you up here on YouTube as well, and back on X. So to all the folks on X who tune in, you 2 or 3 maybe, we get out there. We're back, and thank you for who do watch the show on X when we've been posting the past a couple of months till we could move things around and get things situated here. Rosalie, how the heck are you?
I am okay. I survived the first blizzard of the year. It was cold. Oh my God, the wind was horrible. It was like we had a derecho run through. It was salt and pepper trees down everywhere, electrical lines down everywhere. We did not lose power. It flickered twice, but we never didn't lose power. So that's the good news. But there's still people. I mean, about 10,000 people without electricity, homes anyway, in the county, just in our little county area. And so they've been working on that all day. And the electric company and all the guys doing the tree removal and everything like that. They were in out of Walmart buying heat for the oil and gel for the. I mean, because the the diesel was gelling up because of the cold, so they had to heat up the gas and all that so they could keep going. And they were on one part of the road. Yeah, it was like getting on a maze and trying to figure out how I'm going to get to work because of
Wow.
where the trees were down and the electrical wires were down and everything like that. So hopefully that will be taken care of before tomorrow morning.
Now you
So if
say
not,
this is
oh
the first blizzard of the season. How many
yeah,
do you have up there in the great state of
all
Michigan?
depends. All depends. See, with us, it's hit and miss because in the county where I am, we're like in the middle where it splits and goes north and south. So we either get it or we don't, or it goes straight down Lake Michigan and hits Gary, Indiana. So, but all that wind from Chicago and all that blows directly across the lake at us. So yeah, it's like I said, it's hit or miss. We didn't get it as bad as some people did. Oh my God, up where I used to live in Holland, they got hammered bad. They got hammered real bad. They had a bunch of accidents this morning as well, um, all over the place there because of people being idiots and not driving carefully and thinking, well, I got snow tires on. Well, your snow tires don't do jack shit on fucking ice. Okay, slow your ass down. Slow your roll. You know, this isn't your first rodeo up here. Yeah, they
You
had like
guys
40.
change your
They had,
tires?
no, that's not legal in Michigan.
Okay.
Not, or at least not in our county. Um, what is it? I was gonna say, yeah, up there and a couple parts of it, they had a 40 car pileup on one road up in West Olive, and they had a bus that the other day that slipped off and went in the ditch, because we've got like water ditches, and it went in there, and the back tires were there, and it was stuck, and I'm glad I missed it.
I bet.
I'm glad I missed it.
I'm got uh John calling me up here, so hopefully we'll get John in. He's asking
Hmm.
where we're at. So called me earlier, had me remind him. So
Okay.
that was him texting in. We'll place
Hmm.
you over here where it's nice and quieter. Hopefully, put the hat on you. So, well,
You muted John. I did learn one thing this week, and I wanted to share this. You know how when was it Isaac? Yeah, Isaac had the dream about angels going up and down the ladders.
mm-hmm.
I found out what the angels were going up and down the ladders for, who they are, and the angels going up were the angels from the exile, and the ones going down were going to Israel.
Oh wow,
I learned that today. I thought that was pretty. I thought that was pretty cool
that is cool.
because they said you should always study with a partner, or a rabbi, so you know what is being said. And this one guy figured, he couldn't understand why they weren't flying. It's like this guy was like a Torah scholar, but he was all by himself for like decades, and he wanted to have his memoirs and all the papers and journals that he had written buried with him. And the rabbi said, "No, you can't." One of the sages said, "You can't do that because if it's Torah, it can't be buried because it doesn't belong to you." So they said he didn't want anybody to read them. But the rabbi said, "No, just pull a page out of there." Let me see. He did, and it came upon the angel part, and he said that this guy thought that the angels, why they're going up in the ladders, because their wings were too small,
Ah, I never heard
which
that
was
one.
wrong. He says, "Go ahead and bury him with him because it's not Torah and it's not good." So
So the ascending angels were going to heaven. The descending angels were
the
headed to
descending,
Israel. I tell
the
you something.
descending ones, the angels from the exile or
Wow,
the exiles, and apparently it's in the Talmud. So that's why you need the Talmud too.
that helps.
And I
Does
never
help.
saw it, so it's like, okay. But like I said, Rabbi Reuven, God bless him, he was on it, and that man is full of a plethora of information and all his things. A lot of people don't like him, but I tell you what, he knows his stuff, and he always has sources, and he gives his sources and everything else. So it's like that's why I like the man. He's not only the hell and damnation Baptist Baptist rabbi, if you want to
Yeah,
put it that way for the Christians to understand it.
yeah.
But
He's
he doesn't
definitely got a
sugarcoat nothing. He tells everybody the truth and the way it is.
no.
He doesn't sugarcoat nothing, and I'm okay with that because that's what I need to hear, and that's what I want to hear. I want to learn the truth, and when you've got when he goes to the Talmud and when he goes to Shulchan Aruch and everything else to get it, yeah, hey, he does a Talmud, he does a Zohar, he sometimes a Tanya, but I mean he's a Sephardi, he's not Ashkenazi, so
Mhm.
and Sephardis are a little more how can you say, conservative ish on certain things. Yeah, they have their ways. It's like anyway. I like it. I'll leave it at
Good.
that. I like it. But
Uncle Mike
yes,
came out with he released
ooh,
like
yeah,
5 classes in a row. He's like rapid
Malachi,
fire.
yeah,
Uncle Mike,
Malachi, ooh, yeah,
Malachi, yeah. And
yep.
I mean, of course, go
His
ahead.
last one is going to be. The next class is going to be the last class of Malachi. Right now, you just keep him in your prayers because he is his dad has Alzheimer's and dementia bad, and he's been traveling an hour each way, three or four times a week to be with his dad to help out. His stepmom passed away, so that didn't help. That probably did, but it didn't. So he's got a lot on his plate. So just keep him in your prayers and all this. And you can't get to him on Facebook anymore because he deleted his Facebook. So I don't know where exactly to find him. But I do know he does correspond through the Shalom 70 site on Facebook.
Okay.
And that's where you, if you belong to Shalom 70, that's where you can find his, or on YouTube, that's where you can find his current things that he's doing.
I want to say is he on Rumble too? Kabbalah of Adam. It's a good channel. Yishai Fleischer's another one. Oh man, the man puts out exactly what you want to hear, what you need to hear, not necessarily what you want to hear. He does good work over there in Hebron, and kind of gives you updates on how things are going over there. And and I wish everybody over there, we're with you, and victory in Israel. So.
Right. Doggone it, I lost it. Shoot. Gav had a post about something they found in a cave that mentions Moses. And I lost it. And I lost it. Doggone it. Yeah, it was on my timeline. My timeline just refreshed. Damn it. So I probably won't be able to find it. I was only halfway through it. And it's like, doggone it. Because I knew I had to do us. So I did us.
Oh, well, thank you. Glad to have you here. Now I'm trying to get a meme of the week, and I forgot to get these up here, so I've got to pick one real quick. It's going to be worth everything. Worth it. Here we go. This is a good one. This is nice. This is funny. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, I haven't found any to send you because I've been busy and not thinking.
Not a problem. Let's see if I can show it. If it shows, oh, it's a little one. We need a big one here. We need to put it somewhere big.
Blow it up.
Full screen. There it is. Okay, we're learning Rumble. We're getting you. There it is. I love this. This is one of my favorites. It's just the way it goes, you know.
Yeah.
So there's a couple others. We have to get them one at a time, and it takes such an effort to put whether the other studio we were using that it's cost a pretty penny now. Doesn't let me do things quite as easily here at Rumble. We have to really, really prepare.
Yeah, they updated and changed their formats.
Well, come on in. Well, I'd like you to join the live chat. Hopefully, John's going to see the link over there. Can't miss it. Get him in here, and you are invited as well. Just hit that link. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a few things I want to discuss about. But Vayetzi. This is kind of the big Jacob story. It's like this is a very, very juicy part of Jacob's life.
Yes, it is.
And a lot in it, a whole lot in it.
Yep.
And it goes through basically the birth of the nation of Israel. These are the patriarchs.
Yep.
The
12
coming back.
The birth of the 12 tribes for the people. Yep.
And why Mama named them what they did. Why she did.
Rachel and Leah, Bilhah, and what's her name? I can't think of the other one's name.
Zilpah?
Let's see. Could be.
I think.
This is it. This okay. Yeah. If you go, it's Vayetzi talks about the ladder.
Mm-hmm. Right off.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I forgot all about that.
I just
anyway, that's what I learned today.
Genesis 28:10 is where this week's Torah portion starts. Jacob left Beersheba and went to Haran. He came upon the place. He spent the night there because the sun had set. He took some stones of that place and placed them around his body and head, and then lay down in that place to sleep. Rashi says that place is Sinai, Mount Horeb. He had a dream. He beheld a ladder standing firmly on the ground and sloping upward, its top reaching up toward heaven. Angels of God were descending it and ascending it and descending it. And behold, God was standing over him. He said, I am God, God of Abraham, God, your forebearer, and God of Isaac. I will give you land upon which you are lying to you and your descendants. Your descendants will be as numerous as the dust of the earth, and you will spread out powerfully to the west, to the east, to the north, and to the south. And all the families on earth will be blessed through you and through your descendants. So, right there, start off, kind of goes into the other theme of the week is God and humanity, a how-to. And I haven't given much thought to the 7 laws of Noah on here in a while. And now that we're full-time on Rumble and back on X, I thought we'd discuss a little bit about what, according to the Torah, according to the Bible, what does God expect of humanity? The bare minimum to get by, as my stepdad would say when I would do a half job on the lawn or something. Oh, Mr. Slide By. Well, if you want to slide by, I mean, it's one thing to go home on a grand slam or a home run, but to slide into home, okay, all right, but that's like just barely getting it. You want to run past home plate when they do a little victory dance. You want to like jog around the diamond before you get home. Okay, so, but on the bare minimum, I think we'll start off with the ones that everybody knows and everybody agrees with and loves. And probably misunderstood is murder and personal injury. This includes Abel and Cain. This includes lying in wait to kill your brother. Some say, okay, maybe Cain and Abel, not a great excuse because Abel didn't know that he was able to kill him. Some say that Abel just leapt on him, not meaning to kill him, but then killed him. Even that, if you leap on him, that's you take a life, you injure another human being unjustly. The guy's coming to, harm you or yours in any way. You have every right to do whatever you need to do to defend them. However, an unjust killing is murder. It's also personal injury. You can't punch anybody. If you run into someone, you break their toe and you step on it, pay his medical bills, buy him a meal and some pain medication. There's personal injury that way. And there's also our favorite in media today, slander and libel.
Oh, yeah.
That's under the murder commandment.
Lashon hara.
Lashon hara, evil speech. And that's broad implications. Right. Gossip is one, big time. You're not allowed to carry gossip, nor are you allowed to start gossip.
Or repeat it.
Or repeat it, yeah.
Because it hurts 3 people. It hurts the person that said it. It hurts you for listening, and it hurts the person
who hears
you're talking about.
Or about, yeah. There you go. I get that, yeah. So, So murder and personal injury. We can all pretty much agree on that. I know today, they call a soldier, you're a murderer. Right? Just shut up with that stuff. That's not what murder is. When an axe handle flies off, one lumberjack's axe and hits the other guy, it's not murder. It is homicide. It was caused by human means.
Accidental death, yeah.
Accidental death. There's unintentional manslaughter where you're just enraged and beat a guy and it winds up being, he has a heart condition or something and you killed him. You're not guilty of murder. You're not put to death for that sort of thing, but necessarily. But when it comes to murder and personal injury, it's all of that. To trash another man's name if this guy's a known pedophile and he's got a snow cone stand in the neighborhood, okay, that's one thing you might want to let people know about. But at the same time, you don't just trash a man's name because of any reason that's not of deep importance to, personal or public safety. You don't talk about someone bad, even if it's true.
Correct.
Unless they earned it. and sometimes you just got to get the name out there for cautious reasons. I said that dude's name last week and, they do some unjust stuff out there in the name of Judaism and in the name of being a rabbi and all this other stuff that is antithetical to just about everything taught in Torah. But no, you're not supposed to carry gossip. So that is murder and personal injury. Another one I think everyone can get behind is theft of any kind. That includes kidnapping, larceny, Fixing scales is theft. Finding somebody's wallet, not returning it, and keeping the money is theft. I don't know if keeping lost money is considered theft. I know that you're told to donate it to a worthy charity if you find money. Not sure that there's no
You're supposed to
penalty.
try to find the owner first.
Or try to find the owner, and
Return it.
then
That goes
there's
in, like you said, your neighbor's donkey. You don't harm it. You give it
yeah.
back.
Any kind of business scheme gone wrong, any type of unfair business transaction, theft, and of course kidnapping. So they say,
Gambling at the casinos and lottery is considered theft.
really?
Yes. Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that stinks. I enjoy poker.
Well, I'm just saying gambling is like if you go to the casino and you
Right?
play the lottery, that's considered to be a
A form
theft.
of theft. I'll
Yeah,
be darned.
because um, another form of theft is also um, these places that charge exuberant amounts for cash advance.
Hmm.
That's also
Oh, that's right. You
considered
can't
theft,
charge too much interest. That's against the.
right? Yep,
That's theft.
yep. Especially if you're Jewish, that's a big no-no
Yeah.
because it's unfair. It's unbalanced scales too. Think about it. Yep,
Yeah, Democrats are going off about price gouging, but in
exactly.
Oklahoma, when I lived there, they'll let every news outlet will let you know the price gouging law, whatever, is now in effect when they hold a national or a state emergency, a tornado,
Hmm.
flood,
Right.
and they let everybody know you cannot, you have to keep certain items under a certain
Right.
percentage of
You
profit.
can't price gouge. Yep. We have that during war with gas prices as well. You can't raise the gas prices an exorbitant amount just because we've gone to war. And no, that's illegal. It's illegal in the state of Michigan anyway.
There's another form of theft, and you might be able to relate to this to an extent. We're in a manufactured housing community. It's a nice place, and got a brand new house here. And I was looking at the trends of what's going on. Apparently, there are a few companies that are just buying up uh, these parks, these
Uh
communities,
huh.
and then know they're captive there, know that the people there are captive because the house is ours, the land is not. We rent the lot,
Correct.
and we can take the house wherever we want. But
Yeah.
really, but
Yeah.
but
Oh
the
no. Yeah.
the, the
I know
amount of
about it.
that, the
Yep.
the amount of money it takes to do it, and the effort, it's not that hard. I've seen them do it,
Hmm.
um, but they're raising the rents to the point to where people can barely pay anything
I know.
on top of the mortgage on their house.
Exactly. And if they hold the mortgage, if you buy it through the park owners and all that, I mean, you're going to pay $1,400 a month, if not
And they're
better.
doing it, and people are
No,
just
I know
losing.
they're yeah.
A form of theft,
Yeah,
prohibited.
our lot rent, I think, when my son when we lived in the trailer park there, I mean, plus it doesn't cover anything. You still have to pay your own trash and your own water and everything else.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's like I think the because I when I was there, I was paying the rent. I was paying $585 a month just for
Wow.
lot rent. Yeah,
They
it
call
didn't
them
include
captive.
it didn't include cable. At one time, it did. At one time, it included cable, it included trash, included water. I mean, they had sprinkler systems going, you know, in the yards and all that. They cut that off because hey, because people are paying their water bill now. It's like no. And I think at one time it was us. See, they paid for the. I mean, part of that lot rent goes for them to mow the lawn, and some and snow removal of the roads. Other than that, Nothing else. You pay everything else. If you want your driveway plowed, you got to pay somebody to plow it. Yep.
No,
If you,
theft.
yeah, yeah.
And
So
I
I
dare
know all
say
about that. I know all about that.
income tax is theft because it
Hmm.
doesn't tell you what it's for. They just get to take it. Property
Hmm.
tax, you know what that goes for. Even your state income tax, they'll give you a list of where that stuff goes.
Hmm.
Sales tax, what is it? The gasoline tax pays for the roads.
It's
You know,
supposed to.
they're supposed to. There's services you can be charged for, but to just tax your money because the government needs it. Mm-mm.
Well, see, that's why lotteries. The big push on that was the money that doesn't get claimed. It goes a portion of it goes to schooling and it goes to the roads as well.
Huh.
And the funny thing is that if you live where there are what you call it, toll roads and all that,
Hmm.
they are leasing back. They are leasing the toll roads out to China, to Sweden, anybody that wants to do it. They are leasing our roads to yeah. Sweden's got the one in Illinois, if I remember correctly.
Capitalism gone wrong.
Yep.
Capitalism gone awry.
Uh-huh.
But it's a private road. I don't know how there could be such a thing. I don't understand that.
Yeah, and the people are still
Hey,
paying the taxes on the road, regardless if they use the toll roads or not. They're still paying taxes on their roads. Think about it.
that's silly.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like more theft.
Yes, it does.
All right, let's move on to another. We got murder, we got theft, murder, personal injury, and theft. Here's one I think really a lot more people today could use a good look at, and that is the limb of a living animal.
Okay.
You got murder, and then you bumped into somebody, stubbed his toe, and he might need to get might need some pain medication. You owe him something because there's some personal injury. That's one thing. Okay, eating the limb of a living animal, like ripping the limb off of a living animal and chowing down,
Uh-huh.
is prohibited. But then everything in back of that, all the way back to how we treat vegetation. I go off on this one a lot. Uh,
Sushi. Yeah, some sushi. If you take it right off the animal while it's still breathing. Yeah.
yeah. Um, so there's but live squid. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Nope, nope, nope.
Uh,
Crab, lobster.
yeah, but well, we non-Jews can partake, and we're part of the rest of the animal kingdom. I think we can almost eat what we want for the most part.
Hmm.
Kosher diet, not so much, but that's specific. But
Yeah.
even another, I mean, how you treat the Torah law that tells them how to treat vegetation, but what to plant with what to bind with what. You can bind certain
Hmm.
plants, you can't bind others. For instance, you can't graft a
Splice.
tree to a
Yeah,
vine.
grafting, splicing. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. There are certain things you can't do. You can't graft a fruit tree. There, if it
Hmm.
happens in nature, that's one thing. Can't happen here. We can't make it happen. So there's a proper way to treat nature, and it's uh, and it goes all the way back to vegetation. I think everybody can get behind that. I think sadly, while we still eat meat, we're detached from it. We don't like knowing how the sausage is made. I think if we knew how a lot of our food was treated in this country, we wouldn't want to eat it
Not kosher.
uh, at all.
Yeah,
But
and sometimes they call it GLAT, GLATT, and that's really. I read a really interesting article on that this morning because it was in my mailbox and
what is
from
GLAT?
GLAT. The original version of GLAT means that it's like a 50. If you are to if the meat is kosher, the animal can't have any blemishes and can't have any spots on the lungs and things like that. Now, normally, when you look at a kosher animal, they're going to have spots on the lungs. The lungs are smooth, and that's where GLAT comes in. If the animal has a smooth lung with no spots or anything on it, it's considered GLAT because it could, but it's not directly kosher. And the meaning of GLAT right now is that you will see like which really cracks me up. It's being termed like we would term gluten free.
Okay.
Everything is gluten free.
Hmm.
And the thing is that okay, gluten is with wheat, gluten is with rice, as grains, not apples, not meat. But you'll see it says gluten free on it, and so it's like, and a lot of things are pointed out saying a lot of times the bakers will put on there that it's glat. It's kind of iffy, but you know what? It's still. And the thing is that if it's not an animal with a smooth lung, it's not glat. You just don't. You're just not sure if it's kosher or not.
Gotcha.
So that would be like say it's not trafe. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Anything that roadkill's trafe,
Yeah.
or or a
Animal that
bad,
dies of itself is
yeah,
trafe.
you're right. So it would not be glat. So
Gotcha. It's an iffy area.
yeah, it's like the no offense, but the gray area.
The gray hair. There you go.
Yeah. Hey,
All right.
I'll send you that article if I can I'll find it and I'll copy it. I think it was in kabad.org, but I will find that.
Cool.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Um, here's one where we start blurring the lines in humanity really bad. And that is illicit sexual behavior. What does God
Hmm.
expect of humanity? It expects you to raise families and fill the earth, be fruitful and multiply. And while some things have gotten better, other things have kind of, when it comes to sexuality, at least in the States, and I have no doubt that it is better here than China because they're so desperate for children. They have machines for men, like vending machines, so they can, donate. I'm not kidding you. It's a real thing. That's how bad it is over there. Okay, because their
That
government won't let them have big families or a family. They if it's the wrong gender, you can't have it. Do you understand how
one child per family.
horrific that is? You want to talk about illicit sexual behavior? You're not even allowed it over there. Or if you can't use it to its fullest extent, what's the point? What are you doing to these people? Now, over here in America, it's like, yeah, whatever. It's anything.
Hmm.
It's everything. It's whole classes of people now. We've got.
Potpourri, as we used to call it.
Is that potpourri?
At one time, yeah. I mean,
Huh.
we know what potpourri is now, but at one time it was potpourri. Anything goes.
Anything go? Yeah. And, while, to each their own, and what you do, and in my opinion, should be private. I think exploiting it in front of children is illicit sexual behavior. I think that teaching children about it is illicit sexual behavior. I think all forms of pedophilia or minor attraction. When I say minor, I mean under the age of 17. Let's just, get real honest here. Uh, form of sexual abuse, a form of illicit sexual behavior. You're not allowed to draw near anybody as if to uncover their nakedness if they're prohibited. I know I'm not here to say that we should be throwing all the gay folk off of buildings. No. Okay.
Uh-uh.
No, 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 no. This is about just look where we've come since the sexual revolution when it comes to fatherless children, when it comes to abusive homes. I know what you're going to say. Well, they were afraid to talk about it for the first, 1,000 years of civilization or whatever. And then now we can openly talk about it. And so but it's been going on. Not like today, man. Not like
Uh,
today. The stories I
no.
hear from people and
Yeah.
what's happened to them, born in the last 25, 30 years, we're off our rocker
Uh,
in America.
what
And
is
if,
it? Not mutilation.
hmm,
Mutilation.
well, I was thinking more certain abusive behaviors that are thrust upon young people today.
That too.
Um, humanity and God, a how to. We got, gentlemen, ladies, we got to learn to keep our pants on, be a little more disciplined.
Hmm.
If you think that it's uncool to be disciplined with that, just check out the Shaolin priests. I have to, they're not forbidden, but they don't go around. They're stronger than that. Women weaken legs, Rocky.
Don't be the animal you are. Be the
Yes.
yeah.
Thank you,
Do not
Rosalie.
do not give in to your animalistic urges.
We go
We are not
backwards when we
animals.
do that. We go way backwards when we do that. We
Yep.
regress. We're already Devo. We're already de-evolved from Eden. Okay, actually, we're de-evolved from Noah. We're Devo. We're all Devo. That's a fact. That's a biblical fact. We can go back. When you lower yourself to your base animalistic instincts, the actions of humans become quite evil and quite destructive. That's our nature.
Mm-hmm.
Part of Torah is to control your monkey. Monkeys, in one of the Hebrew letters, it's a cough, isn't it? The monkey. And control your monkey. That's what it's all about. And we want to groom our monkeys, don't we, in America and other places too. I'm not Europe, obviously, not some places not as bad as others, thank goodness. But it's really trying to take a hold here in the States, and since we are media illicit sexual behavior, right and left, it's common. They rap about it. They think it's cool. And the kids are raised in this soup of depravity.
Mm-hmm.
So watch out, America. How to? Keep it in your pants. Sorry, guys. Keep your stick on the ice. Zip it up. Just be civil.
That
And
goes for
marry her for Pete's
pornography too.
sakes. Raise a bunch of babies. Do it over and over again.
That goes for pornography. Yep.
Or let's say what it really is. Education. Really? Because you're curious and you want to know. And so you go see and think that's the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
Dennis Prager's story is great. First time they dated for 6 months, and when things finally happened, he was choking her, and she's like, "Stop, stop, stop!" And he freaks out, "Oh my god, oh my god!" And he goes, "Why'd you do that?" And he says, "I thought that's what you wanted, because that's just what he was exposed to. But that's what they like. They'll like it when you do this. Is what you're supposed to do." But that's what he saw on the TV or on the interwebs or in mommy and daddy's closet, videotapes, like some guys I know. Sorry, guys. It's out there, and take it from a guy who was stupid.
Pornos, yep.
It was not cool. It's not cool. It's really cool to not be celibate, but to and
honor your wife and honor your husband, for crying out loud.
And go at it. Make lots of babies, have big families. I love it. Mormons, Catholics, I love you. Jews, I love you. Keep going. Don't stop. Gav, what is he on? Like 9 or 10 now? Go for it. I'm kidding. He's not. I'm kidding. If you're watching, he's not watching. He doesn't watch this show. Okay, so let's wrap this up because I got to get off of YouTube and talk some serious Torah here on Rumble. We've got murder, personal injury, illicit sexual behavior, theft, Everman, high cruelty to animals. We're going to get to idolatry and blasphemy. Yep. And we could talk about that one all day. If it's a noun, don't worship it. Correct. God is more like a title. Hashem is a title or a name. Do not
Hashem stands for the name.
Yeah.
We do not say his name or think it or even by accident. Because if you say it accidentally, that's taking God's name in vain. That's why we say
you don't want to
Hashem.
be guilty of it. It's safer.
Right.
It's a power. There's power to it. There's great power to the name. You don't utter you don't spell it out. I mean, we say things like Yahweh, and then the other guy go, "No, it's Yahweh. No, it's Jehovah," and you're all wrong. Trust me, you're wrong. I've seen the thing written out. It's not that. I'm not saying it. Nobody's going to say it. I saw it once. Don't need to see it again. I got 4-letter abbreviation. Fine. Hashem, great. God, Lord, Creator, Maker, Master of the universe, whatever you want to say.
Right.
Do not worship a noun. Person, place, thing, or idea. That's where it gets you. Once you begin to worship anything, any of those, even another person. I mean, it's one thing you're in the army,
money.
The sergeant owns you. He can do whatever the hell he wants. If you're a Marine and he owns you, you're GI. At that point, you have signed your service away. You are in bond, like
General infantry
of this week's Parsha. Num num num. That's so you've got, and there's, yeah, you're in
This
martial
Torah is
arts.
so delicious.
You bow to your sifu, you bow to your sensei, you bow to each other. It is a thing of respect. You don't grovel, you don't worship, you don't get down in sublimation.
Mm-mm.
We have some improved forms of idolatry. It's like you're not worshiping stupid pieces of wood carved in a shape that you're supposed to take into your head and all that. We've got a big block out there in Africa. We've got the crucifix, the dead guy on a stick. And
Yep. We
don't
have this little
bow
thing called
down.
money too.
Yeah, there's something about, yeah, a profile, a three-dimensional profile. Is there something about it you can't have? Those rings that of like they're like what girls used to wear. They look like ivory, and it's of a princess or something to her side, and it was like a pendant. And they had those.
Mhm.
Apparently, those are, well, for Jews anyway. For Noahides, you can nullify that sort of thing. But still, I mean, having a 3D object is one thing. I have a R2D2.
Statues.
I
Yeah.
know it's R2D2. It's decorative. It's a toy. If you bow to it, it's an idol. So don't
That's right.
do that.
That's right.
Insulting God, using God to curse God, God's name to curse him. That goes all the way down to doing evil in his name as well.
And witchcraft. Yep.
Blasphemy doesn't mean getting scripture wrong, having a belief that's different from your fellow. That's not blasphemy. Getting scripture wrong is not blasphemy. Blasphemy is cursing God, and it will have a horrible effect on you. And probably those who hear you say it. So I wouldn't. So,
Correct.
with all that, what does God expect of humanity? Justice. It is these 6 laws put into action and regulated by man. That's right there.
Hmm.
That is what God wants from humanity: a just world. Justice, judicial, Judaic, Jude. That's where it all comes from. What does God want?
Hello, Mary.
Bible. Carla, how you doing, my lady? Good to see you here. Um,
I have my camera turned off on purpose.
yeah, she's here. She's here. We haven't found a way. We need to get an avatar. There's got to be a way can
Yeah.
recognize an avatar or something. We'll figure this thing out.
Yep.
But good to see you, Carla. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah.
Love to have you in anytime. So yeah, justice. It's you set up a fair and balanced justice system. We don't do bad in America, but we it's not a kosher system. It needs to be a tribunal. You can have one judge, but you need to, adultery is a joke as a law in this country, where it used to give you the death penalty. Uh, we've
Yeah,
come
they
a
just took
long
it off
way.
the books in New York. I
Oh well,
I
no
was reading.
surprise there.
No, they just did take that off the law books in New York State like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, what was that band Ted Nugent was in? Oh yeah, damn Yankees. Okay. Uh, sorry, John, my Yankee friend. I'm hoping comes in here. Gosh, come on out here to Kansas. Come on out here to Kansas. Get you some damn good steak. We got good steak out here, John. Come on out
Yeah.
west. The west is
Yes,
the
you do.
best. Okay. That's what God wants of humanity. We kind of went around the bend. I loved it. That was awesome. We're going to move on over to YouTube, but right now it's about that time to let's see. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? Are we doing full time YouTube right now? Is that what we're going to do? Is that how this
No,
thing goes?
I have no idea.
I don't either. That's why I was asking you. I'm kidding.
Don't ask me. I don't know nothing.
Yeah. Well, YouTube, you're along for the ride. Heck, nobody watches over there anyway. Oh, Rumble, we love you. Rumble, 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 Rumble. Let's do some Haftorah. What else goes on in the? I mean, everything. We've got the naming of all the children and
Mhm. Right.
the story, of course, Rachel, Rachel. I got a boss named Rachel, and I have like Rachel. Every time I see Adam, I'm like Adam. It looks at me a
Mhm.
little funny. That's your biblical name, dude.
Yeah.
Not something you say a co-worker and they're going to be really impressed. It's not. Look at
Right.
that. I can take this. Okay, well, let me get to the Haftorah. If you're following that link we put in the chat and in the description on our YouTube and Rumble,
X.
or I haven't looked on X to see how it looks and to see if any of the description that you send out to the other channels goes to X, because it didn't before quite like it does on YouTube, which shares the description, shares the tags, if any, and not real sure. Anyway, that link you're going to have, it's called the Haftorah. You'll see 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at the top of the reading. Haftorah is a section of the Hebrew Bible, relates to the Torah portion we read today, but is not of the Torah itself. Tonight, Hosea chapter 11, verse 7. We'll start there. Now, I don't know how YouTube's going to feel about this, and at the moment, I don't care too much, but it's beer and a Bible time. I'm parched. I had a long day of work, and I do a lot of overtime, and this is what they call the Work Friday. So, cheers and beers, folks. Beer and a Bible. So,
Woo-hoo.
kosher brew. Good stuff right here. Shalom. L'chaim. Moving. I'm going to get me eyeballs. I need to start keeping a pair of these at work now. That's how I'm getting reading labels and stuff. I'm like, they're not here. Okay, Hosea chapter 11, verse 7. Follow along at home, the Haftorah of the week. My people waver whether to return to me, and to the matter concerning which they call them together, they do not uphold it. How shall I give you, Ephraim? Deliver you, O Israel? How shall I make you as Admah? Make you as Zeboyim? My heart is turned within me. Together my remorse has been kindled. I will not execute the kindling of my anger. I will not return to destroy Ephraim, for I am God and not a man. I want to repeat that again, because I think that sounds vaguely important.
It's extremely important.
I will not execute the kindling of my anger. I will not return to destroy Ephraim, for I am God and not a man. Not my words, Prophet Jeremiah. In your midst is the Holy One, and I will not enter a city. They shall follow the Lord. He shall roar like a lion, for he shall roar, and the children shall hasten from the west. They shall hasten like a bird from Egypt, and like a dove from the land of Assyria, and I will place them in their houses, says the Lord. Chapter 12. Ephraim has surrounded me with lies, and the house of Israel with deceit. But Judah still rules with God, and with the Holy One he is faithful. Ephraim joins the wind and chases the east wind. All day he increases deceit and plunder, and they make a treaty with Assyria, and oil is brought to Egypt. Now the Lord has a contention with Judah, and to visit upon Jacob according to his ways, according to his deeds, he shall recompense him. In the womb he seized his brother's heel, and with his strength he strove with an angel. He strove with an angel and prevailed. He wept and beseeched him. In Bethel he shall find him, and there he shall speak with us. And the Lord is the God of the hosts. The Lord is his name, and you shall return by your God. Keep loving kindness and justice, and hope to your God always. A trafficker who has deceitful scales in his hand, he loves to oppress. And Ephraim said, surely I have become rich, I have found power for myself. All my toils shall not suffice for my iniquity, which is sin. And I am the Lord your God. From the land of Egypt I will yet make you dwell in tents, as in the days of the early times. And I spoke to the prophets, and I increased their visions, and to the prophets I assumed likeness. If there is violence in Gilead, it is because they were but vanity. In Gilgal, they sacrificed oxen. Also, their altars were like heaps on the furrows of the field. And Jacob fled to the field of Aram, and Israel worked for a wife, and for a wife he guarded. And though a prophet, the Lord brought up from Israel, excuse me, let me try that again. And through a prophet, the Lord brought up Israel from Egypt, and through a prophet, they were guided.
Guarded.
They were guarded. My goodness, I need to even pull the text larger, but I'm not gonna. Doesn't get.
Yeah,
larger.
you're just tired. You're just tired.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well, the prophet did guard them. Moses was a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
The man fought the last of the Rephaim, the last of the last of that species. There he at 80. Man was tough. Just like the Jews today. It's like Israel over there. Strong Israel. A strong Israel. It's about you don't want to mess with them because God's with them. He's been saying, I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back. I will bring you back. I will plant you there. You will never leave. And he's done it. That's the other thing of how to with God. When it comes to humanity, like them, lump them, leave them. Don't stand against Israel. God said it's not going to bid well for you or the world.
Yeah.
Just delaying the inevitable. Let the Jews be Jews. And if they're not being Jews, then don't even bother with them. Because some don't, sadly. Hopefully they'll come home. Because when you guys go home, we get a home too. We get a house too. All right. Amen. Okay. Anything else, Rose? I think I'm done. I think I've said all I can.
I know you said you wanted to go over to the other side to say something. I can't remember what it was.
I want to get over to Rumble to talk Torah, but oh my goodness, Overland Park. No, ma'am. I'm out by Wichita. Overland Park's more of a KC. Talking to Carly here in the chat. Not in Overland Park, outside of Wichita. So I'm a little farther west out there. But I did get to visit Kansas City. I didn't realize just how hilly that place was. It was kind of like going home to West Virginia again. It was all right. Well, folks, I want to thank you for tuning in. And if you've been listening on Internet Signal Q77, thank you. We will be returning to normal programs shortly. And to all the folks out there, to you watching, my favorite viewer, please, we would love to have you join us. We do this every week or just about every week, Thursdays. And if you want to see stuff we did way back throughout 9-10 years of this on YouTube, you can check out the Idol Smasher page on YouTube. And it's got long ago and some embarrassing moments, but we'd have like 10 people at a time in these things of all kinds. We'd have pagans, atheists, Jews, rabbis, Catholics, Baptists, all kinds of people would show up. Atheists, yeah. A couple of our Muslim friends we met there. So you're always welcome. Abraham's tent was open on all sides, and that's a good way to offer Torah to the world. So we're not even Jewish. You should go to the Jews and learn from them. But hey, you can chat with a garish Noahide bunch. We'd love to have you. We'll be back again next week. Thank you all so much. We'll say adieu and shalom.
Shabbat shalom.